We're the American Red Devils, and we are recapping Manchester United's 4-1 loss to Newcastle, to the Toffees up at St. James Park. A bruiser, about what United fans expected, about what the bookies expected, about what the American Red Devils expected. Frustrating loss, off the pace from minute one. Kind of fought back a little bit in the first half, even enough, and then Newcastle blew the doors off United in the second half. Bit of a hodgepodge squad. Obviously, eyes are on Thursday night, eyes on Europe. And Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a tough season, been a tough couple years, tough decade. Oh, I hope we have Europe to contend with after Thursday, because without it, it's going to be pretty depressing. Bayindir got the shout. Hey, wasn't perfect. He had an error, but I think I'd still prefer him on Thursday over Onana, because he even looked more confident somehow than Onana, even with the error. Garnacho got a goal, which is good, but United outplayed, outgunned, outmuscled by a Newcastle side that looked more up for it, and probably are just a better team at the moment. How we feeling, sir? You're from the airport, American Red Devils. We never do it easy. How we doing? How we feeling?
Doing good. It was a rough match. Alex got the 4-1 score prediction right, so that now the stake bet is on the match prediction game. That was brutal. I had 3-1, and I was like rooting for that United defense, and they let me down. We knew that it was going to be a rough game. We knew that Newcastle was going to take it to us. They did. They enjoyed it. And United did rotate, right? Bayindir coming in. Amos got the start. That's worth mentioning. I think he looked pretty good. But the problem is when you're up against a Newcastle side and you wilt like that and you let in 4, could have been 5. Like, where do you go from here? Like, Thursday night, Lyon, like, I got news for you. This game shows me we're not winning Europa League. I mean, you're like, even my Muppet heart can't even get to winning Europa League after watching that match. Garnacho did score. That was a positive. Bayindir looks just as bad as Onana. Two, like, what's better than one shit goalkeeper? It's 2. But he does have the sideburns. Look, he did make a good save, but the playing out the back, that, like, Bayindir is going to cost me that steak dinner because he didn't need to pass it to the other team. This is brutal. I thought United should have had a better second half. Like, the Garnacho goal gave us some fight, and we did nothing with it, sir. So it was brutal. Just a brutal loss in a brutal season, and we're kidding ourselves if we think we're going to win Europa League playing like that.
No, that's not going to get you anywhere. You're not going to win Premier League games, let alone win a big trophy in Europe and get into Champions League football. I shudder at the idea of this United side in Europe against the Champions League teams, let alone look how we do in Europa week in, week out. So today was not that surprising, disappointing, but not surprising, because I think we all thought we were going to lose handedly against this side. The frustrating thing was I thought we were in it in the first half. We were in the first half, and then second half, like, maybe it's all about Thursday, but we felt completely checked out. Whereas you usually see a bit of a response from this United side in the second half. But Xerxes getting injured is like a backbreaker, because he even looked promising throughout the game. As soon as he came off, that was a huge step down. This guy just laughing.
Yeah, backbreaker. Like, it doesn't even score. I mean, come on. It was like he had a decent half of football. It's been a full season. Like, I'm not saying, like, that's not a backbreaker. Like, at the end of the day.
It's a backbreaker when you have no other options, and the guy's not a number 9. He's already better than Højlund. So it's like, it is backbreaker.
That's not a backbreaker for me. Like, Bruno Fernandes would be backbreaker. Right? So, like, let's just have to get the term backbreaker under control here with Xerxes getting in. Like, let's hope he's not.
Webster Dictionary over here. You're not wheeling and dealing. It's not a backbreaker. Go ahead. Sorry, Masters guy.
Yeah, but no, like, the backbreaker would imply, like, it's over. It's not over. Look, Højlund needs to step up. We can still do it. It's just that we're not consistently getting better. We're not consistently playing better. Like, the link up, playing out the back is a joke. We couldn't even get into their half. We looked dangerous when we did, but United has, like, core systemic problems in this team, and that doesn't lead to winning finals. And we haven't seen it in a long time. But, sir, you want to jump into the PSA for the podcast?
Let's jump into the PSA for the podcast. I'm doing John's job, so bear with me. Support the American Red Devils. There's a lot of ways to do so. It goes a long way to keeping ARD afloat. Check out our YouTube channel. If you're not a fan yet, like, subscribe. It goes a long way to keeping the pod alive. Another great way to support the pod is Patreon. Patreon members go the extra mile. They keep us the lights on, and it's a great way at Patreon/American Red Devils. So check that out as well. You can check out our store. AmericanRedDevils.store, and buy some merch. Get yourself an Eric Ten Hag Red Army scarf. But in all seriousness, I got the hoodie on. It's friggin' baking outside, but it's cold in the pod room. So all of our gear will keep you either hot or cool throughout the seasons. And last but not least, check out our website as well, AmericanRedDevils.com. And don't forget about iTunes and Spotify reviews. They go a long way. If you write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify, send a screenshot to AmericanRedDevils@gmail.com. I will send some free merch straight to your door anywhere in the world, sir. Let's get into this game. Brutal match. Brutal from United. I
mean, well done, Alex. Alex pulling out all the stops. The remote pod never sleeps. Obviously, I'm out in Charleston for a friend's birthday celebration. And Alex like pulling the levers like a madman back in.
Hold on, let me keep it going. I gotta get the theme song.
Let's get into that 11, sir. Give it to us.
Let's get that starting 11 from Manchester United. There were some changes. There was the big change I wanted to see. Bayindir in net. You know, the coach, Ruben Amorim, said leading up to this, Onana needed a break. Certainly did. Back three was Maz, Lindelof, Euro. Delo, right wing back, Amos, left wing back, Eriksson, Ugarte in the midfield, Bruno, Xerxes up front, and Garnacho on the right. Sir, when you saw this 11, what were your thoughts?
I did like the rotation. I really, again, to get nitpicky about Ruben Amorim, is Newcastle the game Amos should start? Like, how about we sub him on, like a little more? I just feel like he kind of didn't change it with Onana, and then all of a sudden, boom, Bayindir in. It's just been like a little, chippy choppy, sir. Chippy choppy. It's like it's a little too much too soon, and he didn't rotate enough. And but United came out and conceded a goal. What do you know?
I would have taken Maz off. He got cooked a couple of times, even more so. He got more exposed than even Amos, and he's much more pivotal to Thursday's game. But let's get into that game. Like I said, United, not the Manchester United, Newcastle United came out hot. And they scored early. They scored, but they well off, so that goal was overturned. But that physical intensity is hard for United to match. They just have a bunch of units, especially that back four. Fourth minute, they scored, like I said, and then Murphy went very close with a driven shot from outside the box. And then the 12th minute.
Hey. You got it. They scored. We got to talk about that. It's
they scored, but they were off by like a country miles. I said they scored.
I know.
But I said they scored.
But from the jump, they were already all over us. And then the Tonali put them to the sword, sir. Let's just get to that.
I want to mention there was a good interplay between Bruno and Xerxes. Xerxes had a good shot. Should have done better. Should have got it low. This guy doesn't like it. This guy's not satisfied with anything. No, all right, forget it.
No, it was we got it. It was great link up. It was a shot. It looked like football.
That's news. That's notable. 4-1. That's notable, bro. That should have been a goal. Wasn't a goal, but they got their goal. And it was Sandro Tonali, sir, the big better. But it was a nice goal. Honestly, it was Lindelof. He bit. Ugarte gave the ball away in the midfield, and then Lindelof kind of is in no man's land. And nice dink.
It was Euro. Euro was the one who was caught by the dink. So Euro wasn't playing Tonali. The ball went over Euro. And then that's where Tonali got the finish.
Lindelof was the first man culpable because he was not.
Yeah, but he should have stopped he should have stopped that coming in. But Euro missed Mark Tonali. I rewatched that. Lindelof did cause the ball to recycle. We brought it. The theme of this game was we couldn't play it out, and we would turn the ball over. I think there were 50 turnovers in the third of the pitch where United were playing out. And they led directly to shots and goals. And that just continued to happen the entire game. And with Ruben Amorim, his whole thing is playing out the back. So it's an abject failure of the system, which we have seen before under Ten Hag. So that's the theme of this game. Turned it over in our half, and that led to the goal.
There you go. So we suffered an onslaught at this point, 1-0 after going down. Bayindir came up with a couple choppy, sloppy saves, but they were effective. One on Isaac in particular, it was kind of a double save, kept United in it. And then 37th minute, Alejandro Garnacho gets his goal. Nice link-up play in between him, Delo, and Bruno Fernandes. And nice shot. We haven't seen enough of this from Garnacho, but he gets United back into the game. And I think, we look dangerous at times on the attack. We still don't know what to do. We still don't know the runs to make, but we could get behind them if they didn't foul us egregiously. But it was a good goal from our Garnacho, and then going into halftime, we're in this game.
So for Garnacho's goal, amazing finish, right? Like I was in the hotel room before I came out here. I was like celebrating. I'm like 1-1, let's go. United can push on from this. It's been a shit first half. But what a finish from Garnacho. He hasn't scored, he hasn't had scoring boots on in a long time. So I was really glad for him to get this finish. And he's a guy who can make a difference in the Europa League, right? But you can't make up for that defending. And the defending against Newcastle, look, there's not a Newcastle in Europa League, but probably close, right? When you get to like the Bilbaos of the world. But we need this. It's a good goal. And then to just like capitulate in the second half is, you got to kill the lads. It's embarrassing. Like the way we conceded the goal is embarrassing. But like this was a promising moment that United should have built on and pushed forward into the game. And we just laid down and died.
But they were edging us throughout the whole game. I mean, they were like, we just looked so sloppy. We were trying to play out the back with a goal that's not confident with the ball at his feet. And that's just not a recipe for success, especially because like you can't do 50-50 ball when they have fucking Dan Burns. He's like, what, 7'8"? The guy's fucking enormous. So he wins every header. Second half, there was an early penalty shout. The low got barreled into the box, nothing doing. And then 49th minute, Newcastle get their second goal of the game. Not flattering any of our defenders, I think. So not great from United there. And then the subs came on after Xerxes gets injured. He went on a nice run, pulled his hammy. He could be done for the season. I hope he's not. So the subs came on at this point. Mount, Dogu, and Højlund came on for Amos, Xerxes, and Garnacho. And the Garnacho one makes total sense because at this point, he's our only, I mean, he's not even in form, but like borderline inform attacker for Thursday. So he comes off. He looked pissed, but that sub makes total sense.
Yeah, at this point, we're in a rotation for Europa League. Like, there's no way to get around it.
There's no way to get around it. 64th minute, Maz gets cooked. Newcastle gets another goal. What do you expect? 77th minute. This is Alex.
This was bad. This was bad from Maz Rout. Like, I've never seen this from him. He's had a great season. He's a good player, but he was out of it today. And we need him for Thursday. Like, we need a big game out of him Thursday. So, like, let's hope, like, this performance sucks. Let's hope that the lads are pissed off and they take it on Lyon.
Because we're going to have to beat Lyon. Newcastle are a much better team than Lyon, and that's just a fact. Bayindir didn't make it any easier for himself. 77th minute, gave the ball away, and Newcastle got another goal. So there you go. That was all she wrote. Bruno Guimarães got fourth for Newcastle. 77th minute, Shaw came out for Maz. That should have come earlier, but Shaw has fitness issues. I was making side bets with John, being like, yo, what are the odds that Shaw gets injured in these last 15 minutes? He did not. That was great. Kobe came on for Bruno in the 81st minute, and that was basically all she wrote. I thought like at moments, it doesn't matter. Everyone wants to shit on the team. It was a bad performance. You got blown out.
Give me it. Like,
I mean, dude, I thought Mount and Kobe showed like some promise of what those players will look like when they're available and fully fit because they both start. By the way, Kobe starts and and Mount starts, and arguably Luke Shaw had a great ball in to fucking Højlund. He didn't do anything with it, but like we've also missed that. He offers so much off the left, and he's the least likely of anyone to contribute for the rest of the season. But those balls, those in-swinging balls that he offers, no one else does on this team. So we could use Luke Shaw back, even though he's not coming back. Stats. They had 12.
No, we're a little. These injury boosts are probably a little too late. We needed them like a month ago, right? If you think about it, like the big games on Thursday, like Luke Shaw's not fit. Mason Mount probably can't start. Like Kobe Mainoo, could be a difference maker. He's not up to fitness. So we're just getting everybody back. And we already said it here on the pod, like Lyon's a coin flip. So we're gambling on Thursday night. Like we don't know. It could be 4-1 Lyon on Thursday night. Like it could be season over, done, dusted, Amram damage control. It could be United win 3-1. Like storming in the semi, like we have no idea what's going to show up or what we're going to get on Thursday. I'm praying that it ain't going to be the season over, because we need some hope. And sir, you got a big Muppet heart, and everyone loves. I just love how United's getting just bodied 4-1, and you're just like, hey, that one shot by Xerxes.
I mean, they only had one more shot on target. Like if everyone wants to be the misery police and like you can listen to Roy Keane and Paul Scholes talk about how terrible we are, like I get it.
If he scores the goal, then I agree. But it's like we need to score a goal. It's not like we're just looking for.
We're looking, scraps. Bro, and you know what? Scraps. Like everyone, I got to polish something up. I got to give something that's just not just pain. So let's get into stats, more pain. Even though United edged on possession, we had 52% of the ball to their 48. They had 12 shots to our 9. They had 6 on target, but 4 of those 6 went in the goal. That's all that matters to our 5. And they had a bunch of corners. Let's look at the table real quick there at 4th, which is not good for us. We want Chelsea and Villa to finish in Europe because that way maybe we can convert the Sancho and Rashford deals. We're still down here in 14th place. In hell, sir. Stats, they crushed us on XG, 255 to our 0.81. Beat us on X threat as well. And I don't have the room in Amarim.
No, the real stats were danger zone losses. So like losses, just below the middle of the pitch. For United, we turned over the ball 50 times in our end, and those 50 turnovers led into 5 shots, including that goal. And so, this goes to playing out the back and how bad we are. And that's why teams, it's the same theme under Ten Hag. It's like teams are going to press us high. We're nervy. We turn it over. It works. And we can't. That situation is going to be the same against Lyon. They're going to be coming for us. And, we need to find the dogs out there who can handle the ball. And like Kobe Mainoo is a perfect example of a player who can do it. Lindelof is like shaky out there, like going to turn it over, just like a complete liability. And so we got to find the dogs that can run the show on Thursday. The real question is Onana or Bayindir, which again is you're gambling. No matter what the call, you're gambling there. So look, sir, let's just lick our wounds. It's all about Thursday night. You want to jump into some fan questions?
It's amazing. It's like Lindelof was involved in a lot of the badness that happened today. There's a reason that Aiden Heaven started above him when fit. Let's get into fan questions. I'm sure they're thrilled. At Nathan Forster, I knew we were going to lose, but the lack of fight mentality within the squad is just draining. We are championship level with a better brand. Oof. That's brutal, sir. That is just brutal. And from Fairway Freddy, no improvements on the pitch, hollowing out the club by Ineos, promise of a shiny new home to distract. This is a disgrace. A coach that cannot improve a squad and that forced out our best attacker. Things could always get worse, but fuck me, who is taking responsibility? Sir, if United crash out, and like you said, it's probably 50-50, we crash out on Thursday, it is going to be a brutal last 5 weeks of this season because fans are already fucking frustrated. We still have like a golden chalice within our reach, but it's getting pretty tough for United fans these days. Today didn't make it any easier.
My brain convinced my heart today that we ain't winning Europa League. So that's just kind of it's 2 scrambled eggs. It's just look at it, sir. I mean, like today is a great example. It's like scrambled eggs. It just there's nothing there. There's no system. There's no team. It's get to the summer and it's all about next season. And even then, our expectations are going to be too high for what's realistically achievable. But it's the outside straight draw to win the Europa League that could save us. So let's hope that happens.
We need Garnacho to have a blinder, like we need somebody to step up and have a huge fucking game on Thursday, whether it's Bruno Fernandes or Alejandro Garnacho. Mason Mount, I think Mason Mount is ready to start. We'll get you our preview early next week. Sir, appreciate you. You're looking good. Charleston Airport looks nice. Sunny outside. Who you got? Masters, hopefully our boy McElroy, big United fan. I hope he brings it home.
Yeah, but the American DeChambeau. I mean, come on, man. You got to go USA all the way.
I'm going United fan, baby. I'm up at this is Manchester United. I don't know. DeChambeau? Who?
No, but he's like, you got to root for the American, I think. But at the end of the day, with United, sir, it's a pleasure doing this podcast. It's been a rough year. Thanks to everyone listening. Obviously, we're doing it on the road, kind of rushed. I literally have my flight's boarding in 5 minutes, so we're just like under the gun, getting the painful Newcastle recap out the way. But I really appreciate it, sir. And you got our top 10 downloads, and you wanna take us out?
I'll take us out. So you get on that flight, United Airlines, the elbows out, bro. You think it's tough times at Manchester United? You're gonna fight for every inch. Get on that plane, and we'll see you next time, sir. I'll land this plane. Top 10 cities last 7 days. Number 1, how you doing? Los Angeles, California, Dublin, Ireland, San Diego, California, Chicago, Illinois, New York, Houston, Texas, Oslo, Norway, Melbourne, Australia, Brooklyn, New York, and Atlanta, Georgia. We appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do it without you. Tough times, tough season, but everything to play for on Thursday. Don't forget our store. AmericanRedDevils.store. Don't forget to check out our YouTube account. Like, subscribe. It goes a long way to helping the American Red Devils get found organically. And check out our Patreon as well. It goes a huge way to keeping ARD fit and firing. Thank you, John. Thank you for the great effort. I didn't hear no bell. We ain't dead yet. We got Thursday night football to contend with. Lyon, let's take it to them. Let's show United we still got it, that we're still Manchester United. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. We've seen it all. We've won the lot. We're Man United, and we're never going to stop.